welcome to Haircolor Confessional. I'm Angela.
I'm Christine.
And we're so glad you're here with us. We have a guest, Miss Lacey Gee.
Hi.
I'm so super excited to meet you and interview you.
Oh, it's so nice. So I fortunately have known Angela for a really long time. Let me tell you how I met this rock star.
Yes.
It was so amazing.
Please tell us the story.
I knew she was a winner from the moment that I met her. So a girlfriend of ours hung out with her and they would go to a lot of events together. So they invited me to go out to this charity event. I go to this charity event. I've never been to a nice place before like this. I mean, it was so nice. Went out and met a lot of people, and then she wasn't done with the night, so she was like, "Do you want to go up to the Petroleum Club?" I was like, "What's that?" I'm from around here for a long time.
And that's
I'd
where
never
you
heard of the Petroleum Club. Miss VIP is in there all the time. Yeah, so I went up to the Petroleum Club, and people treated me with respect. They like wanted money from me and charity and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute. I don't have that." Like I just snuck in with a friend. But thank you for thinking that I had that kind of establishment or something going on.
Right. It's an older crowd. It's an established crowd, and it's a who's who. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really nice.
I love that.
Okay, so Miss Lacey Gee is from the podcast
13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, which
Yes.
is a mouthful, but 13 because that's Taylor Swift's favorite number, and then a Taylor Swift fan podcast because very big fan podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't believe that she has so much, so many Easter eggs in each and every song that she has.
She is really brilliant. She is a good mastermind. She's really good at knowing how to market herself, and she's so genius with everything that she does. What's weird for me, I listen to like hardcore music. Like I listen to stuff that you would be ashamed to know that I listen to, like really bad metal music and stuff. And then Taylor
like
Swift,
some of that.
but she's such a lyrical genius. I did not know that she said hucksters. I knew she wasn't saying lobsters, but every time I hear lobsters and smooth talking lobsters, yeah, and I hear that every time, and I'm like, I hear you, Taylor. I hear you. So it's a misheard lyric, but it still makes my heart flutter. Yeah, every time.
Lobster.
The way that she writes and she does everything so intentional, and she makes her fans care.
Right.
And that's the really big difference. So early on, I've had this podcast for 2 years now. And early on in the pandemic, people were throwing all these Taylor Swift dance parties and songs, and it'd basically be a concert without Taylor Swift. Yeah. And at the time, I was thinking, like, how rude. You're just riding on Taylor Swift's coattails. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing the same thing.
Right.
So no judgment. So it's easy. I had a podcast for 6 years that wasn't Taylor Swift. Spoiler alert, nobody cared. Nobody cared at all. It was a personal podcast, me and a girlfriend, and that was not successful. We started talking about Taylor Swift. All of a sudden, we got people's attention.
Oh, yeah.
So it's easy
She's
whenever
so
it's
popular.
a hobby. Yeah, and she's so successful. She tops herself every single time. So
Right.
it's nice to be a paid fan, I guess.
Oh my gosh. So 2015, I went to AT&T and I saw Taylor Swift. I was a fan, but I wasn't a great fan. But after that production, I was like, I am all in. She is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, she is so creative, and I love her lyrics. And
she's such a strong woman for females too. So
Absolutely.
that's really powerful. The fact that she can top everything, and people used to say, well, Taylor Swift doesn't deserve her success, and now nobody can argue with that.
Nobody
because
can say that.
every record that she's topping is one that she set herself.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
her records speak for itself.
So I have never actually seen her in concert. I've loved her, and I literally buy every single CD. I'm one of those girls that buys the CDs. I just do it because I want to see the lyrics and I want to look at the little book, and I'm gonna do it. So I'm the only one buying the CDs. Okay,
Right.
But
Not Taylor Swift fans, correction, but go ahead.
but I've never seen her in concert. But I'm taking my daughter.
it's pretty phenomenal.
At the end of this
she's
month,
one of a kind.
We're going to Las Vegas to see her in concert, and I'm so excited. And then also, I'm excited because Miss Lacey Gee and her podcast are doing a before the concert
Yes.
party for Dallas.
Live at Lowe's in Arlington.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So we have an event. We scored tickets because it's really hard to get Taylor Swift tickets, first off. She tried to warn Ticketmaster, like, hey, there's going to be a big demand. They had only 6 tickets per person, so you can't just buy them out like at other concerts. It's
And that's
limited
why it
to
crashed.
6. And Ticketmaster said, "Oh, Taylor, we can handle you," and they're kind of giggling, like, "Who's full of themselves now?"
Yeah.
No, and then she broke Ticketmaster and the internet because
And it
tickets were
crashed.
that much in demand. Yeah, but me and my podcast team got tickets for April 1st, which is on Saturday. So we're going April 1st, and before that concert, we're gonna have a pre-party at Live by Lowe's in Arlington. Tickets are $13 a piece. You can buy them at the13podcast.net. But not only are we gonna have a pre-party, we're gonna have friendship bracelet making station. We're gonna do photos. You can make like your big signs and stuff to hold up, like, "Hey Taylor, I wanna meet you," whatever you want. Also, we have a pair of tickets that we're giving away to the concert that night. So that's kind of the big deal. We bought extra
So we could get tickets.
So we could totally win those tickets? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
because we will be
Yeah.
there.
and because this isn't radio station affiliated, I can't even be like, "I know y'all." So,
Right?
no,
Right.
no,
See?
yeah.
See?
But come, because I'm not doing them any favors. If I
Right.
can block them, I will. Trust me.
I know, we're doing social media. We're like, "Hey, come to this watch party."
Yeah.
Do it. It's a big party.
But it's going to be a lot of fun, and
Yes.
you can park there, still walk over to the stadium, leave your car there. So it's going to be a really good time. The13podcast.net to get your tickets.
Yes.
Now, how many people do you think will attend live at
Hopefully
Lowe's?
Sell out,
Yes.
or I'm going to be a little bit
Yes.
of
It's
What
gonna
is-
be a
what
big
is
party
sellout?
because
What is sellout? How many people are
like
sellout?
265, I think, and we're probably right at 180.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
still a while away.
It's
so
a while
hopefully,
away.
Yeah.
Okay, so another month, April 1st, you guys will be
but
there.
we got tickets, so we're going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all will be allowed. If you wait too long, you might not be allowed.
I'm gonna
The
have my
event-
Taylor Swift T-shirt. I'm gonna be strutting in, going, I am winning those tickets.
Hey.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't even really know what I have to do to win tickets, but I'll do it.
We're gonna have games and stuff. We're gonna have games.
gotta
so
be
it's
a
gonna be a little
raffle.
bit of Taylor trivia. So
okay.
so start studying now.
All right.
You will get to see who wins our tickets live. Like, it's gonna be authentic. We're not handpicking people. It's gonna be the best answers, man. You got to bring
Yeah.
Oh
them.
my gosh, and she is just a phenomenal. Okay,
Yes.
so I have really researched Sweet Nothings.
That is such a great song.
It's a beautiful song.
That is such a great
I had
song.
no idea it was about. Is it Colton Harris?
Calvin Harris.
Calvin Harris.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Taylor does a really good job. She will never name who she's talking about in her music, but her fans know. So
Yes.
she releases enough details that everybody knows. And so, Sweet Nothing is, well, actually about her song, her boyfriend Joe Alwyn.
Right.
I can get way too deep. We're not getting, if you want to
Yeah.
know about
Right.
the song breakdown, go listen to 13, a Taylor Swift fan
It's
podcast.
beautiful. Yeah.
Because it is really in-depth and passionate. We talk every episode breaking down the songs, and it's so great. Everybody's so into her that I cannot believe the easiness of my job. I get to look on Reddit and see what other people say and report it. Like, I'm not doing this investigating stuff myself, but
Yeah.
Swifties are hardcore investigators, so it's nice.
Oh,
Okay,
I love it.
so we were in the car the other day, and I was like, we went to eat, and because we were looking through all our footage, we're trying to go through this. We're new at this, okay? So
Right.
we're looking through our crap and trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Anyway, I was like, we need a break. Let's go eat. Let's go eat some tacos. There we go. So we go. On the way there, I'm like, girl, listen
Taylor
to this
Swift, here we
song.
go.
This is Taylor Swift, and you need to listen to this. This is you and what you're going through. And it
Right.
was tell her what I told you to listen to.
That song?
The song.
Oh gosh, what was it?
It was the one about like you.
Oh, I can't remember.
Give me hints
There
and I
were
can
so
probably
many.
name. Let's go.
No, it was the one about like you talked behind my back and you weren't my real friend.
Bad Blood.
No,
No.
it was on the Lover album CD because I had it in my car playing on loop.
And it was a
And-
great
and it's
song.
on-
Number
nice
one,
to
it's
have a
song number
friend.
1 on Lover.
Oh, I forgot that you existed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one was about Calvin Harris.
Okay,
Yes.
so I told her, I'm like, this is the song, and
Right.
you, and like,
And we do have a parallel, Taylor Swift and I, because there is a breakup that I have been going through, and
Yes.
I've continuously been going through for the last 7 years. And she nails it, right?
Every
her
song.
lyrics
Every
are
song.
so good and so clear, and it's like, you got me, girl. You got me. You got me.
I played one song and she's a total fan.
It is amazing the things that she can put into words and lyrics that we don't even, she went off into more fan fiction kind of with folklore
Yes,
and Evermore,
yes,
and
yes.
she was
Right.
writing from a different perspective.
Right.
She would still write about alcoholism and addiction and say it in words that could not be clearer than anybody else who's ever gone through it, but I don't believe that she has. She just
No.
has a way with words that can resonate with everybody.
Right.
Well, I think she has people that she knows that are going through things that totally tell her
Absolutely.
everything. That's
Things
how
that
she gets
she's
a lot
been
of her lyrics
exposed
too.
to, but she's not
Yeah.
necessarily those characteristics. She's
Yeah.
just exposed to that.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I mean, she nailed me. And
Yeah.
I was like, Angela, you got me in the first 5 minutes. Okay.
The first 5 seconds, you were like, "Oh my gosh, what?" I got home that night. She goes, text me, "What's that song again?"
Absolutely.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Girl."
It was a newer song. I mean, she's got such a broad range of songs.
Yes,
And she's
definitely.
been doing it for a long time. And yeah, I love her music.
Me too.
Absolutely. How fun is that?
Oh, it's so much fun. We have a little ongoing joke on the podcast that if Taylor's listening, she needs to drop us a lobster emoji because you almost never have to use that emoji ever. And we
Right.
worked that into a bit one time and we were like, oh, that's so obscure. Taylor, if you're listening, drop us a lobster emoji. Well, she ended up doing a song for what's the Where the Crawdads Sing. She did a song for the movie Where the Crawdads
Yes.
Sing. So whenever
That
she was promoting
good
it,
book, good movie.
she was dropping the crawdads emoji, which is the lobster emoji, and everybody was like, "She knows," and I was like,
She's
"No, that's the
listening."
one exception. She's
And
talking
that's
about a
from
crawdad
the
here."
Sweet Nothings.
Yes.
And it's not lobster, it's holster or something like that you guys can figure out, like lobster. Or,
I thought so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. Okay,
Totally
Lacey,
love it.
tell us how you got started in radio.
Yes.
I got started in radio. I met someone. I had just moved here from Georgia, and I was taking a radio announcing class, and I didn't know anybody. I went out to a concert. Wanted to meet a rock star. I wanted to meet Metallica. They said, "I can't give you Metallica. How about Linkin Park?" And I was like, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah. So I begrudgingly met Linkin Park, but I met a guy from the morning show, and I kept in contact with him. And then next semester, I was like, "Hey, I need an internship. Can I hit you up?" And he said, "Well, I'll set you up with an interview, but you've got to get the job yourself." And I went in, got the job, and then I had to turn around and beg my professor to go ahead and give me an internship class because I was still a freshman, and you're supposed to be a lot further along before then. But I was like, "Are you not going to let me take advantage of this opportunity just because I'm a
Right.
freshman?"
Okay, so
And
what
he
radio
did.
station was that?
97.1 The Eagle with Grego and Brian, and this was right at the time of the Janet Jackson Super Bowl, whenever
Oh,
she
yeah.
exposed her nipple, which
Right.
completely changed radio. So I went
Totally.
in, was supposed to get a job and be good to go after an internship. Towards the end of my internship, they were like, "We can't save our own jobs, much less give you one." And then they let me go, and they flipped
Aw.
formats like a couple of weeks later. It was a really rough time during radio, though, because they came down really hard with FCC and everything. Even though it was a boob on TV, you want
Right.
to come get back at radio and say,
Yeah.
"No, you can't say." I don't want to say anything because I can't say it, but you
Right. But
can't
sometimes
say.
negative press is good press.
Not in this case.
No, not in this case at all.
Everybody was so scared too with fines, so it was a difficult
Wow.
time.
So then what did you do?
Then I bounced around from various radio stations for a little bit, ended up with another internship at 105.3 whenever it was a talk station, and then stayed there for a long time. Started working there. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you end up with Kid Kraddick?
I stayed around at 105.3 for a long time. I worked in talk radio, then it flipped to sports. I thought I was for sure gone once they flipped to sports because I don't know anything at all about sports and I can't fake it. I tried to watch
Right.
sports. I tried to get into it. It's not. There's so much history and background that goes into sports. Like if you want to talk to
Right.
somebody about the Dallas Cowboys, it still
Right.
matters what they did 30 years ago, not what
Right.
they've done in the past
it's really true.
5 seasons.
It's really true.
Right.
So I never caught up to that level. They did keep me around though, and then I got an opportunity to go and interview with Kid Kraddick, and I'm so glad that I got the job
Oh
and
my
I moved
gosh.
over
The
there.
one and only Kid Kraddick. So how long were you there?
I was there for 13 years. I was fortunate enough to work with Kid for 3 years before he passed. Yeah.
Okay, so when I was in high school, yeah, that's who I listened to.
Everybody
Kid
listened-
Kraddick.
everyone,
Everybody. He was such a
everybody.
popular guy.
Like everybody.
Unfortunate how he had passed away, but man, to work underneath him.
So he really helped me a lot in my career because he made me become a perfectionist. Him to be so successful as he is, he became that way because he expected nothing but the best. And whenever I first started working for him, I was like, oh, I'm not allowed to make mistakes. That's kind of cruel. And then I realized, well, how did you become number one? It's because you're mad at me for not doing my job. I need to be able to do my job. So that just teaches you to not make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
So he really...
And he was running the show.
Mm-hmm. He really made me become a better worker because it made me realize you can't get upset in business like this. Somebody should be able to tell you if you're doing wrong or doing right, and you have to be able to take that and learn from your mistakes. You can't just have your emotions on your sleeves all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be able to take it, and especially when someone's right. And I was never, I loved that job so much. So I mean, I wasn't used to someone being as critical at first, and then I realized, oh well, you're critical because you're used to perfection, and that's why you're number one. That's why I went from local radio to syndicated radio. So I had to elevate my work ethics, but luckily because of him, I was able to.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, then it was Kelly Raspberry and Al, and they pretty much took over. Mm-hmm. How did the whole dynamics change? Because then they had to create a whole new platform because he was gone.
At first, they were looking at bringing other people in, trying to see who could lead the show. They didn't want it to be too different from the format that people are used to, but at the same time, it's different from being the host who's a driver and someone else who's a co-host. So if you don't have that one person who's leading the whole conversation and knows how to make this segment turn out great, then you're gonna have some problems. So they were interviewing people at first and looking for different people, and in the meantime, JC Chavez ended up rising up to the occasion, and he really fit in, and the dynamics, although it had changed, it wasn't as much of a shift as it would have been bringing someone else in.
Were you guys surprised about that?
Yes, very much so.
Because he was kind of a background person.
Yeah, he was a background guy, kind of. I mean, he was kind of like the sidekick.
Surprised just because that's hard to overcome, but still very, very proud of him. And now not surprised.
Absolutely.
Just at the moment was thinking, I couldn't do that. You can't step into that bigger role, especially in a moment of tragedy, but he was able to do it.
Yeah.
Right, because nobody can fill his shoes.
Yeah.
But he's done so well.
Yeah.
And how long has been Kid Kraddick how long has he been gone?
8 or 9 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah. It's gone by fast. Time's gone by fast.
And I still refer to 106.1 as Kid Kraddick.
Yeah, like everybody still thinks of that as him.
I think even the next 10, 15 years, it'll still be the Kid Kraddick show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Which is really fortunate because it was hard to come back from that. We were up for like contract renewal at the time that it happened.
Oh, wow.
And companies obviously were hesitant to sign us at that moment, but still didn't want to sever ties during a really bad time. But we definitely had to step up and prove ourselves before we could get renewed. And
so how many years was he actually on the radio? Because I remember being in like middle school when he was on the morning show.
I remember junior high.
Before he started having like a group of people with him.
Right.
Yeah,
He
like
has such a big following.
Yeah, for at least 30 years. Because I know Kelly Raspberry had her 25th anniversary. So she's probably been around for almost 30 years now.
Yeah. And then I guess Al has been, and then
Right around the same time, yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
That's so
It's
awesome.
really good for radio because normally radio does not have a long standing like that. So to have that many successful people in radio that have that staying power, and especially here in Dallas, that was really nice.
Great mix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me, when did you become obsessed with Taylor Swift?
I thought I was going to leave talk radio at one point and do country. So I had to start listening to country music for a minute.
Okay.
And that's whenever I discovered Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah,
I was
she has
listening
some
to her.
good beginning songs.
Wow, so you've gone from
This
rock and
was-
roll
I have
to,
that CD too.
to like,
Yeah.
you've gone through all different kinds of shifts.
This was like Speak Now era probably. And I was listening to her on country music and I heard her song Ours. And she has a lyric where she's talking about having gap between your teeth, and I love the perfect way that you speak, whatever. I had a natural gap in my teeth, a big one, that years of braces got rid of. And I have a little sister who's 14, and she also has the big gap. And so I was like, look, Taylor's saying, like, that's what can make a person. You don't have to change your appearance. I did, because that gap was not pretty on me, but I really like that message, and I like the positivity that she sends out.
So I fell in love with her with the R song.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my first, I'm like totally a fan
Mm-hmm.
because of that song. Have you ever met her?
Not yet.
I know. I want to meet her.
Yeah.
I totally want to meet her.
Oh, well. Maybe
She
one,
seems
maybe
kind
one
of an
day.
introvert but an extrovert when she's on stage. And I love that she loves cats.
She's so personable.
Oh, I just love it.
So we've been manifesting on 13 a Taylor Swift fan podcast that we are going to meet her
Yes.
this
Yes.
time.
You
We
are.
will meet her
You will.
on
Absolutely.
April 1st. But I'm also realistic. I'm going to lose myself. I'm going to cry. I'm going to snot. It's going to be ugly. So
Well,
we
we'll
have
be
written
with
down.
you, so we can,
We
would
have
love
all the
just to hug her.
questions written down
Can I
because
just
I
hug
know I'm going to be a blubbering mess whenever I do meet her.
Yes,
So
and you know
we have-
everything about her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the Emmys? I know that she has not won Song of the Year, but she's won Album of the Year.
She hasn't won.
Or great.
I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I mean, she's got a lot of Grammys.
Yes.
And it's like, holy moly.
I want to say, I mean, she's won.
She's got a
She's won Album of the Year. I don't think she's won
Yeah.
Songwriter of the Year or something like that. Artist of the Year, Artist of the Decade.
Right.
But she's won a lot.
Oh my gosh.
She's had
Yeah.
a lot of,
She's over the top.
Yeah.
she's had a lot of #1 hits, like a lot. Like some of the CDs are like 5 #1 hits on each one. Yeah.
And the fact that she went back and re-recorded all of
Oh,
her old
that was
albums.
so awesome.
Which is crazy because at the time, whenever she announced her re-recordings, we were like, okay, well, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna release a best of album that
Yeah.
has just, her top 30 tracks or something? No, she re-recorded every single one and
Yes.
then added bonus tracks.
Wow.
So that's such a boss move to say, I told you not to mess with me.
She's basically telling him,
And she backed it
watch
up.
what I can do.
She backed it up. Let's see
Watch
what I can do.
yeah.
So 33 years old, right? That's how old she is.
34.
Or 34. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, what's she going to do for the next 10 years?
Keep on
Keep on
climbing.
producing.
Yeah, keep on topping yourself.
Wow.
She's brilliant.
Yeah,
she
she
really is brilliant.
She's one of a kind.
Yeah. Okay, so now is the time where we're going to tell 3 things about ourselves that nobody else knows.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go first. Why not?
Why not?
Okay, so, okay, this is, some people might know this. I have my instructor's license. I actually taught at a beauty school for like almost 2 years, almost 2.5 years. So I have my instructor's license. That's something most
That's huge. I never knew that.
Oh, you did it?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah, so
I
when
mean,
I
you've
was,
been a hairdresser for,
long time.
29, 30 years.
a long time.
Yep, okay.
Don't tell my age, Christine.
We
Okay.
were babies.
We were babies when we started. I was only 10 when I started doing hair.
Right?
Anyway, also crafty. I can like decorate or fix or paint. I can sew. I'm very crafty.
Oh, and you
every
can
time and every time I say that, I think of the Beastie Boys. She's crafty. But that's not that kind of crafty. I'm really crafty. I'm really crafty, not that kind of crafty.
What's your last?
And then, okay, you guys, I played the violin and the piano when I was younger.
We have something in common.
What?
I played the piano when I was in
We
junior
have
high.
more than one thing in common. We have
We
the
have
more
so
we
many
get to know
things.
each other, the more we
We're
have in common.
sisters from another mother.
We are. Yeah, we really are. Yeah, so it's your turn now.
All right. So when I was a kid, I loved to organize, and so I would go over to my friend's house and I would organize their bookshelves and I would organize their toys. My mom thought, because I was the only child growing up, and it was like, what else do I do? Okay, let's just organize your bookshelf.
All the parents were like, invite Christine over.
And yeah. So my parents had a lot of couples and they had boys, and so I hung out with a lot of boys. And growing up, and I would go into the rooms and I'm like, what do we do? All right, let me just organize your books and organize your toys. And all right, we got this sink. Yeah, it would drive me nuts. But even as I have gotten older, I love to organize. And yeah, that's one of my real weird quirks.
What else?
All right, I am a nail biter.
Yeah.
Same. I love
I'm a
it.
nail biter. So when I'm stressed,
It's not
or
good.
picking
Yeah,
out,
it's not good.
Yeah, I start picking at it, and I'm like, I don't know what to say about that.
I will not get fake nails for that reason because it's a simple joy in life. I look forward to eating off my nail at the end of the day and playing with it.
Cuticles and
stress
all.
reliever.
You guys, that is so freaking disgusting. Stop it.
Because there's so much bacteria in your hands.
Stop. Just stop.
I'm not saying someone else should be eating my fingernails, but in the meantime, I do. I can't help it. I just like it. Like I'll find a good one for later, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get you later. It's like a date with my nail. I'm gonna go down.
Okay. Meanwhile, these are all natural, and I do not bite my nails.
So
I don't even try to put my fingers in my mouth. I'm like,
yeah. So if I do not go to my nail girl every 2 weeks, I am like, free edge. Oh, like, let me pull this off. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then before you know it, I'm getting after
There's
it.
been lots of times I've seen you be like,
I know.
and I'm like, Christine.
And I try to bite my tongue, and I'm like, in my, fingers in my mouth, because I'm like, So yeah. So not many people know that, but I'm releasing that one out. And I love to travel. I've been traveling since I was 7. My parents were divorced. They're divorced, and I used to go to Chicago twice a year until 7 to 19, and I would have to pack 2 weeks in advance to pack. So when I go on a trip,
You know how to pack.
I know how to pack. I start
But
packing
we're
in 2
light
weeks.
packers too.
We are light packers, but I think about it 2 weeks in advance. So when people say, "Oh, I haven't packed yet," and I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
No,
That
okay,
would
so
drive me nuts. I'm a little OCD on that because I will like pack all my stuff and then I'll think about it for the next week and then take stuff out and then go, "Oh, I forgot this," and put that in there. And then before you know it, I'm like, "Oh, I got this." But it takes me about 2 weeks to go through the process.
So as an organized person, how long does it take you to unpack once you get home? Because me, it takes forever. It will
like
sit in the
10
corner.
minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I get everything out too. And
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, wash
So
it
as
right
soon
away.
as I go home, I unpack the suitcase, pops out because I'm always like rolling things up.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the washer and then I dry it and then like within a couple hours it's done.
Yeah, you never know what you're bringing back from vacation,
Oh,
so
gosh,
you got to
no.
watch that shit.
Seashells and sand and all kinds of weird corgi
Sorry.
things that we're like, I don't know about that. But yeah, I cannot handle my clothes, dirty clothes in the suitcase.
See, you're disproving my theory though, because I had somebody from work ask me, they were like, "Is your house organized or not?" And I was like, it's definitely not organized, but it's not messy. You wouldn't come over and think like your house is in bad shape. But I blame it on being a creative person. I was like, you know what? Creative people are not organized in that kind of sense. So yeah, I'm gonna leave a drawer open and I'm gonna leave all this different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're telling me you're not, and that just
I'm a little OCD because my stepfather was in the Army and he was very adamant about he was just so organized in every direction. So it was like, oh, follow the rules. I got to do this, I got to do that. And my mom is very OCD. So I got 2 OCD parents, and I'm, even though I'm so creative behind the chair, yeah.
Exact same with me. My dad was in the Air Force, so he's OCD that way. My mom is, if you set your drink down for too long, she's taking it to the kitchen to wash it. And I'm like,
Where'd it go?
so yeah. So my mom is the same. And I'm not perfect at my house. But I do not like a cabinet or a drawer open.
I'm so bad about that. I'm so scatterbrained. It's because I'm ADD and I'm just everywhere. And I'm like, whoop, let me go from here to here to here.
Right.
And then I'm still running around in circles.
You know what? I actually envy people that way because you're more free than I am. Like, I'm like, I gotta shut everything.
You don't have any rules.
Yeah.
You can just put the stuff in there
Anarchy.
and walk away.
Hey, but I'm totally a rule breaker. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for sure. But
And I'm kind of an instigator, so.
we work really well together. Together, I told her together we can accomplish anything.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, ooh, what about this?
Yes,
And Angela's
yes.
like, let me figure that out.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll
Let's
totally do it.
run.
And then I'm like, come on, Christine, let's do this.
And
she's
I'm like, oh,
okay.
I don't know about that.
She's like, okay, here I come. Okay, your 3 things.
Okay, well, I definitely need organization in my life. That wasn't one of my 3, but come to find out, yeah, other people have it together. I do not. I'm not in the norm
got
for
time.
that. Up until high school, I thought I wanted to be a professional boxer because that's what my great-grandfather did.
Wow.
And I used to throw jabs at people in my high school, and I was so trained, I want to say, but not really. Nobody had ever trained me. But I knew instinct enough to like, I could throw a, I'm not going to, but stop just that close. And so I really thought that I wanted to become a boxer. And then one day I realized like, oh, but beat up face and call it, like, I don't know if that's where I want to go down with life. But then many years later, I was in boxing classes, like weight loss classes, and I loved it. And I just thought like, surely I'm going to excel at this. And this trainer was helping me on the boxing bag, and I was like, honey, I got this. I come from a long line of boxers. And he's like, you box like crap. I don't know who told you anything different. So I'm glad I did not go down that path for many, many reasons. So that's one. Two, I am recently-ish divorced, and I accidentally became a sugar mama for a minute after my divorce. Very, very short-lived, but I did see myself going out with a young guy, and then I knew his income level and my income level, and you almost felt obligated anyway to pay for a younger person, but then it's like, I know how much you make, honey. It's fine, I'll pay.
But so that seems to happen to many women that are newly divorced, and they're like, I gotta make sure this really works.
Yes.
Yeah. So you go out with a younger guy.
You're like, let me just try this for a minute.
Right. I did the same thing, and then I was like, I don't like going to the movies and going to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I think my standards are a little bit higher.
Well, I think the red flag was, and I say jokingly sugar mama, because I only paid a couple times going out, but we went out to Salsa Limon, and it was his first time to ever go out, and he ordered on his own, or his first time to ever go there. He ordered one taco, and I was like, what are you doing? You need more than one. Go ahead and order some more. And he goes, well, I don't want to spend all your money. And I said, honey, you're not bougie enough to spend all my money. Think you're going to spend a Salsa Limon? No.
We're at $2.50 a breakfast taco.
Pretty sure I can afford that, but thank you. And my third is, I'm from Warner Robins, Georgia. And I thought I was from the country until I moved here, and ends up I'm from a small town. Whenever I moved here, I moved to Weatherford, Texas, which is absolutely the country.
Yes.
And so that was a big culture shock for me. I thought like, oh, I'm from the country. I can understand this. No, none whatsoever. I was never around farm animals. I thought spurs were like cowboy urban legend or something. So that was a little bit of a culture shock. Moving out to the country, ends up I don't know crap, and I'm from a small country, from a small town, so I really don't know crap. It's just not from a small country town.
Oh, and there's such a close-knit group of people in Weatherford. I love them. I've got several friends that live out there. And
beautiful area.
They've got generation after generation after generation.
Yes.
But it's fun to be by the lake.
Yeah, beautiful area.
Oh my gosh.
I absolutely love it, but
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you eventually move to Fort Worth?
I'm in Fort Worth, which is great. I worked really, really hard to buy my house in Fort Worth, and now I work off 635 and Midway in Dallas. I've always lived in Fort Worth and worked in Dallas.
Oh my gosh, what a commute.
Yeah, but I'm used to it, and
both
I love
worlds.
my job. Yeah.
Because some love Fort Worth and some love Dallas. So
I'm lucky enough to do both.
You're doing both.
But you're there early in the morning, so you don't ever stay for the nightlife. Or,
Yeah, I'm usually out of there at a decent time, so I don't have to worry about that. So the commute's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now's the time that we talk about our beauty products.
All right.
I'm going to tell you mine first. Okay, this is really simple. It is, it's called Layla, the Essence of Norway Luscious Lip Tingle. And so when you put this on, it actually feels really good, but it has like a little shimmer in it. Okay, so let me tell you about Layla. I went to Disney World and went to Epcot, and they have the Frozen ride, which everybody should ride the Frozen ride. I don't care if you're a fan or not, you have to ride the Frozen ride. The smells that come through that ride, I'm serious. It's amazing. So then afterwards, you get out of the Frozen ride, and they have all these, the shop. You can go to the shop, buy all this Frozen crap. But then also, I'm talking about the movie, Frozen movie crap.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's
but
so
I have
good.
boys, so.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to watch that. But anyway, so you come out, but then also they sell the smells. So they sell the perfume, and they sell something else. Anyway, but Layla is like the brand that they sell. It's like a Norway brand. Anyway, so while I'm at Disney World, I'm like, I know I can find that cheaper somewhere else. Okay, side note, you cannot always find things online that are at Disney. So if you want it, just buy it there. Anyway, I researched it forever to try to find this scent. And so I went on their website. It's the Layla website.
And what's the smell of it?
Well, here, smell it.
Oh my gosh.
You want to eat it.
It's
You
like
wanna eat it.
watermelon.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Ooh.
but the actual perfume from Layla is amazing. And anyway,
Does it leave a little bit of a tint?
no, it just
It's
kinda,
just like
it's supposed
gloss.
to plump your lips.
Oh, okay.
It's a plumper.
So
lip
it's a tingler.
plumper. It's a tingler, lip tingle, yeah. But I went on their website, and of course I want to buy everything. So I bought their lotion, I bought their perfume, and I bought the lip tingle. And I love the lip tingle.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
oh my
that's my
gosh.
product.
All right, so mine is Living Proof, and mine is called Revitalizing Treatment. And at first I thought it was a volumizer, but that's not what it is at all. So when you unscrew this top, you get this little brush, and the directions say basically to squeeze it and put it on your scalp, and it's for dry scalp. So I guess if you have like a little bit of psoriasis or dry scalp, you apply it 3 times a week, and you brush it through your scalp, and then it removes it. So I do have that problem, and of course, stressed out as I am on a weekly basis, it seems. I've been trying it 3 times a week, and I really love this product. It's called Living Proof Revitalizing Treatment. So you got to try it.
Okay, Lacey, what you got?
I gotta get mine. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
it's okay. Your boots are awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I brought 2 things.
Right?
Okay.
Look at her. She's got a gadget.
Okay, so
I
I
love
brought 2
gadgets.
things. During the snowstorm and ice storm that we just all went through, I did nothing except for watch Netflix, and I was watching Emily in Paris. And I was like, oh my gosh,
love it.
I want that hair. And
Yes.
I have super straight, super fine hair. So I Googled and I found the beach waver. And
Okay.
that's what I ended up buying. Now, I'm not doing it justice right now because my hair fell flat like immediately, but that's my hair. But I love the beach waver, and I just now got to realize that you don't wash your hair every day. Of course, we've been in the dry shampoo stage for a little
Right.
bit. Well, now, if I curl my hair and dry shampoo it, I can leave it like that for a couple of days.
Yes.
So it still looks nice a couple of days later.
Yes.
So I'm really into the beach waver right
And
now.
I love that barrel is the same dimension, all the way through. Oh, I love this. I'm going to have to try it.
Yeah.
And I did bring a second item just because I bought these the other day and I wore them to work, and my male coworker told me that they weren't cute. And so I've been trying to prove to him that they are cute.
They're
Now,
totally cute.
I thought they
love
were a
them.
different color. I thought they were like a kind of pink brown whenever I bought them, and then I realized no, it's in fact Wonder Woman red for
Yes.
sure. Maybe a little bit of ruby slipper in there.
Yes.
But I like them anyway, so I've been making a point to wear them to work every single day. Because if you don't like my
I
shoes,
love
I'm going to
them.
prove to you that they're great.
And are they comfortable?
They're comfortable.
Okay,
Oh,
so
even
I
better.
love those, and I actually said that I wanted to borrow them because they remind me of Dorothy and the Witch together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's,
Oh, I love them.
that's my shoes that I'm going to make a point or
Yes.
die trying
Yes.
that they're awesome.
Yeah.
And I still want to borrow those.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Those are like 1 hour shoes for me. I'm like, oh yeah, let's bring a couple of those. But those are beautiful.
Hey, you
Well-
dress for the occasion. You know if you're going to be doing a lot of
Absolutely.
walking around or not, and
Yeah.
then you can choose your
Yeah.
shoes accordingly.
Yeah, I bring several of them in my purse,
Yeah.
depending on how big
I
my
don't
purse
ever
is.
do that. I need to get into
Yeah,
that
I have
habit.
1 hour shoes because I'm like, I have got to wear those pumps, or I've got to wear those red bottoms, or I've got to wear this, And as we have gotten younger, we're on our feet all day
long.
and they get a little cranky, and we got to
do.
change out our
Yes.
shoes.
Yes.
And I refuse to wear tennis shoes, so
Same.
heels are my
Yeah.
go-to.
Well, Lacey, thank you so much for coming to our podcast. We love you,
y'all
and we
for
love you
having
more
me.
Oh
now.
my gosh, I'm so excited.
Thank
And
you so
so
much for having
tell them where they can find you.
Okay, so we are at the 13 Podcast. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. We're also on Twitter. I think that might have a different handle though. Also, we're streaming everywhere that you listen to a podcast. You can search 13 a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Leave us a review on Apple, iTunes. That'd be greatly appreciated. And follow along. And bonus points if you come by and try to win tickets on April 1st at Live by Lowe's in Arlington. The event's going to be from 3 to 5, where we'll have a pre-party before the Eras tour. So come hang out with us there.
Yes, and we will be there too.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Christine.
And thank you for listening to Haircolor
Thank you so
Confessional.
much. We appreciate
See you next
everyone.
time.
Bye.
Okay, so we've been talking about Taylor Swift all night long with Miss Lacey Gee. And we have Mr. Rob Redwine here, who actually wrote a Taylor Swift song called Taylor Swift.
We had no idea.
Here we go. Let's listen to it.
All right. Buckle up. Taylor, I am writing you. I know that you've been through all the boys that made you mad, or all the girls that made me sad. Now I'm writing a song just to say you're out of my league anyway. One thing's for sure, they don't make them anymore like me. Oh, Taylor. Honey, I have been there before. Seen it all and so much more. Had my share of broken hearts. Said the vow that to us part. Now I'm writing a song just to say you're out of my league anyway. But forget all the toys, you never met a boy like me. Oh, Taylor. Taylor, you'd never break up with me, 'cause I'd be the boy you want me to be. Just give me a chance and maybe a dance and you'll see. You and me, swiftly. Oh, Taylor. Taylor, I am writing you. I know all that you've been through, all the boys that made you mad, or all the girls that made you sad.